permission from the Noble Triple Gem, and permission from the Mahasangha. First of all, I want to tell you one thing, that I come here to enlighten you out of compassion. But let me tell you the truth. Is that okay with you? I don't have any intention to insult you. And English is not my mother tongue. Therefore, sometimes I will use some inappropriate words. Don't think that I use that to insult you. You just think that, oh, he doesn't know. Okay. As I told yesterday's sermon, you all are like mosquitoes. But if I stop there, then you think that, oh, look, he insulted us. Just he has done insulted. Mosquitoes means, when a mosquito bites, it's really difficult for us to remove it. Why? It's so fragile. If we touch, what will happen? It will die. Your mind is also like that. Again, I'm not insulting you. As a lay person, you haven't practiced the path. Therefore, you are so fragile. If I tell you the truth, sometimes it hurts you. That's why I ask you, and I want to take your permission to tell the truth. And let's discuss about it. Try to understand. That's what I really want you to do. Try to understand. We are talking about Buddhism, Lord Buddha's philosophy. Lord Buddha's philosophy is not to be taught, not to be learned. It's to be practiced. But the thing is, everyone wants to learn this. Because Buddhism is very popular among intelligent people. Therefore, most people want to learn it and say others, look, I know Buddhism. And some people say that I know Buddhism, I know the Noble Eightfold Path, I know the Four Noble Truths. That's how people talk. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know the Four Noble Truths, why are you crying? Why do you cry? Before I know the Noble Truth, I also cried. But after I know it, after I knew it, now I don't cry anymore. That's what you need to achieve. Therefore, let me tell you the truth. And let's begin with your future. Is that okay? Your future after you die. Oh, it's not your future. Your future is your 60s, 70s, 80s. That's your future. That's how you think. But I'm telling you, you live only 60, 70 years, ladies and gentlemen. I think you are well educated. And you are educated enough to know that after your death, you have another life. Again, I'm not insulting you. You can have your own opinion. But I have done my researches. And I found, I went to Nalanda College in Colombo. When my friends wanted to learn computing, English, I wanted to learn about universe. I wanted to know what happened to people after they die. Without using a computer, we can live. But after you die, if you know what will happen to you, then do you have an assurance? If you don't know about these things, ladies and gentlemen, that will be a disaster. Or sometimes we can think that, whatever. Then why don't you think about tomorrow and say that whatever? But you earn money, you earn plenty of money and put into your account, and you maintain those accounts because you think about your future. That means you think about another 20 years. But after that, I know your great teacher never teaches you these things because he's an Englishman. But I want to tell you the truth. Can we talk about dogs? If I tell you that someone will die and will be reborn as a dog, do you take it as an insult? Or do you think that dogs are dogs, humans are human? We whatever we do, it doesn't matter. We can commit sins as many as we want, and we can kill even our parents, but we will be human beings. Where's the logic, ladies and gentlemen? If you are God, how do you create a dog? Just tell me. A person who goes to church all the time and give things to other people, respect others, help others. Will you make him a dog? If you are God, look, I'm giving you a chance to become a God and think as a God. As God, let's say. One. Just tell me. Will you create a dog out of that person? Or will you create a God out of that person? Or an angel out of that person? Then tell me, how can you find a person? What are the characteristics you expect a person to have you to make a dog? I think now you have a few characteristics. Now think about this. If you have these characteristics in your life, what will happen to you? If dog is too bad, let's take a lion, okay? A brave lion. It's not an insult anymore. A brave lion, okay? Then if you want to create a brave lion, right, but still it's an animal, ladies and gentlemen. It's an animal. It can't achieve its salvation. That's the difference between animal and a human being. You are a human being and they are animals. They can't attain Nibbāna. They can't achieve their salvation, but you can achieve your salvation. But they can eat, you also. They can drink, they can sleep, and they can find a partner for mating. You all can do that. But if you really believe that your human life is to do all these things, I'm not saying anymore. If you do the same, just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Just think about this. If you do the same, what will happen to you? If you practice the same, actually animals are practicing this. This is the only thing they can practice. This is the only wisdom they have. Therefore, they practice that. Whenever they need, whenever they are hungry, they go for food. It doesn't matter how they find it. Sometimes they have to kill others, but somehow they find their food. They have wisdom to find their food. And you also have a wisdom to find your food. That's why you have a job. But if you really think that this is enough for you, I'm really sorry. You need to do something more than this. That's why I told you, I'm not here to insult you. I'm here to enlighten you because you have to do something to protect you. Because you are the only person who can protect you. Don't think that your family will protect you. Don't think that your money will protect you. Your properties will protect you. I know you have a plenty of things. Because you have been collecting all these things. You have been earning money. Maybe you can be the richest man in Sri Lanka. But you are the only person who can protect yourself. If you don't do that, anyway, you know at least this, you will die one day. Then after your death, what will happen to you? If you don't protect you, if you don't find out about these things. Sometimes you may think that I don't believe these things. Look, I don't believe that if I jump from a multi-story building and I'll die. I don't believe that. Can I try? But I don't believe it. I don't believe that a person can die by jumping from a multi-story building. Belief doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. The truth is the matter. Did you find out about it? You wanted to know about the moon. You want to know about Mars. Have you tried to know about yourself? Do you know where you came from? And where will you go? Sometimes you are 60 years old now. Have you had a chance? Have you had an opportunity to find out about yourself? Let's say that when you are 300 years old, you will die. Is that okay if I say that? When you will be 300 years old, you will die. But you will die after that. Do you think that this journey will end? That's why. That's what I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. You have to find it out. What will happen to you? Do you think that your money will protect you at that time? Because you have a plenty. Do you think that your family members will protect you? Because you love them so much? That's why the Lord Buddha said, Putta matti dhanam matti iti balo vihanyati. Putta matti dhanam matti iti balo vihanyati. Lord Buddha said that. A fool always thinks that I have children. I have wealth. I have wealth. I have money. I have properties. I have everything what I need. I don't say this. Lord Buddha said that. A fool thinks like that. Because he said the reason. Attahi attano natti kuto putta kuto dhanam. If you don't have you to protect yourself, then how can your family protect you? How can your wealth protect you? I'll give you one example. Let's assume that there's a person and he dies. After his death, he became a dog. Let's say that. Protect him. Your grandfather. Oh no, don't say that. Not you, not you. His grandfather. His. He became a dog. But this person is very rich because his father, his grandfather, gave him a lot of money and a huge wealth. And he loves so much to his grandfather. And he really wants to release him. Let's try. Don't think that this is an insult, ladies and gentlemen. Try to think about your life. When you come to this point, you can't protect yourself. Now, tell me, how much money will we spend to protect that person? Now, he's a dog now, or a lion, whatever, but it's an animal. Now tell me, what can we do? How much money we can spend? Think about this. We also help you. We also help you. If you want, we can lend you some money to protect your grandfather. Just tell me, how can we do that? Because we love him so much. We really want him to become a human being. Okay. Spend your money, spend your wealth. If you want, we can give you the Buddha. If you want, we can give you Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad, Lord Krishna, whoever you want, whoever you ask. Protect him. What is done is done. What has happened is happened. You can't change anything after that. But now you can change, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we are preaching to you. That's why we are preaching to you. You can change right now. But in the future, you won't be able to save your life. Save your human life. Save your sugati. This is the time you can save. If you practice the path, what Lord Buddha has preached to us, you can save your life. That's why we really want you to do. And that's why your teacher, these monks, always you to do. And you know that all these things are free sessions. We can earn millions, ladies and gentlemen, if we want to earn. All these things are free. How can we price the Lord Buddha's Dhamma? This is the universal truth. If you don't know that, you will fail. If you don't know the law, you will fail. That's the law. Luckily, you know the gravitational law. That's why you don't jump from multi-story buildings, because you know it. If you jump, whether you are a rich person or a poor, you know that you will die. That's why you don't jump from a multi-story building. You know that. But if you don't know about the truth, you will practice it, you will do it. That's why you should learn. And most of the time, you wanted to be happy, if you can remember. You wanted to be happy in your childhood. I wanted to be happy. Everybody wants to be happy. That's what our human life is for. We want to be happy. We want to achieve happiness. But before that, you had to learn something. Before you want to be happy, before you want to achieve happiness, you had to learn something. That's universal laws. What are the universal laws? What are the characteristics of this universe? We can't find it. Therefore, we have to learn. If we can find it, we should be happy right now. That's why we had to learn, ladies and gentlemen. That's why the Lord Buddha came to this world. The Buddha doesn't belong to Buddhist people. The Buddha belongs to the universe. All three worlds, sensual world, form world, formless world, all three worlds. Because he has discovered the main characteristics of nature. Nature means you. Sometimes you think that you are a part of nature. I'm not saying that. You are nature. This body is nature, this hair is nature. Your hair is nature, your body is nature. Your mind is nature, this chair is nature, this building is nature. But most people think that nature means something which is in jungle. That's nature. Wild dogs are natural, but your pet, people never think that it's natural. It's also natural. It belongs to nature. That means it's nature. If you don't know about nature, that means actually you don't know about yourself. If you live without knowing about yourself, you have to suffer. Look, if you don't know about happiness, you have to suffer. If you don't know about sad, you have to suffer. If you don't know about what happened to after you die, you will suffer. You will suffer forever. If you don't know about all the rules in nature, you will suffer. Then if you want to come out of suffering, we need to learn these things. That's why you need to listen to the Dhamma, ladies and gentlemen. That's why there's a stanza. I think 2 weeks ago, your teacher taught you this. Dhammang vina natti pitacha mata. Dhamma is your parents. Parents means love. Unconditional love. Protection. Sanctuary. Dhamma is your sanctuary, ladies and gentlemen. Dhamma is your protection. You must live with the Dhamma. Dhamma means rules. Rules of nature. If you don't know about these things, no matter what, you will be suffering. That's why we teach you this. Before we learned this. And we have been practicing this. And we have experienced this. If you ask, what's happiness? I can tell you about this. But before I learned this, if you ask what's happiness, then I would say, let's go to a party. Then we can be happy. People think that going to a party make you happy. Do something make you happy. That's what you do. That's what you have been taught. That's what I had been taught, ladies and gentlemen. As a child, I wanted to be happy, as you all wanted to be. Therefore, I asked from my elders, how can I be happy? Then they said that if you have a huge amount of money, you will be happy. That's the answer I got. That's the answer these kids are getting these days. Then how can I earn money? Then say, you have to get a good education. Good education and a good job will make you happy. That's what happened to us. That's what we have been following, and that's what you do up to today. You earn, because you think that money will one day make you happy. But you know, up to today, until now, you are not happy. But you think that money will make you happy. That's why you have a plenty of money with you. Still you believe in money. Still you believe in your wealth, your education. That's why sometimes you need to do your PhD. Again, I'm not point out anyone. I don't know about you anything. Please don't misunderstand. Because you want to do something, ladies and gentlemen, you want to do something. That's why you go for a party and try to make yourself happy. That's why you want to play games. That's why you want to participate get-togethers. You always organize these things. That's why you want to meet your children. That's why you want to be with your family. You have to do something to make yourself happy. Because you don't know about happiness. You can't find happiness, ladies and gentlemen. Happiness is created in your heart, which means your mind. Right now also, it is being created. You don't have to find it. You don't have to search for that. It is within you. But if you try to search for it, you will be suffering. This is the reason. This is a trap. If you try to come out of that, you will go in deeper. That's what happened to you, because you thought that you can find happiness from outside world. You thought that you can find happiness by associating a woman or a man. That's what you have been taught. Still, these kids are thinking about it. That's what they have been taught. But I'm telling you, if you really want to know about the truth, go and ask who have discovered it. Those people who have discovered it, you can go to them and ask. If you go to your next door neighbor and ask, "Uncle, how can I be happy?" then he will say that, "Look, I'm happy. Look, I have a car, I have a wife, I have children. I'm happy." People are saying these things, ladies and gentlemen. But people don't want to show the truth, show the reality. I know that you all have many skeletons in your closet. You never show that. If we go to your Facebook, you are the happiest person in the world. I know that. And these innocent kids, they believe it. Because they have heard that seeing is believing. They also follow. Then finally, no one can be happy. Because everyone follows a wrong path. Because they don't know the path, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I really want you to find the path. Whether you are Buddhist or Christian, or Hindu, or Muslim, it doesn't matter. If you are Christian, come to me. Then I will show you the Bible quotes which you can attain Nibbāna. This is all about understanding. This is not about words. Understanding. Somehow you need to find the truth. That's why Jesus Christ said that the truth will set you free. To find that truth, He asks you to seek for it. Seek and you shall receive. You shall find. Ask and you shall receive. Look, first of all, you need to seek for it. When you seek for it, you will find it. When you find that, then ask. Ask means not go to your next door neighbor or whoever and ask, oh, can you give some food? Can you give some money? Go to a charity and ask for some money. Not like that, ladies and gentlemen. Ask. I think it has another meaning. Ask. In Sinhalese, I would say that I will say in Sinhalese, Vimasanna. Ask. When I found the Dhamma from my teachers, I started to ask. Because I really wanted to understand this. We all did. We wanted to understand. That's why we ask, not ask. If you ask, you will receive it. Then, knock. Keep knocking. Don't stop. Keep knocking. Sometimes it's hard. Bite the bullet. Keep knocking. Then it shall be open to you. That's what happened to us. That's what happened to us, ladies and gentlemen. I would say I'm the happiest person in the world. If you can, challenge me. If you won't compare you and me, I'm the poorest man here. I means we have only this. But we are the happiest. Because we found the truth. We enjoy this life, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here because I have attained, I've done a mistake. Oh my God. I'm not thinking like that. Those feelings never come to my mind. Actually, I always feel this internal happiness, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we talk to you like this. We want to show you the message. And because we are the message, ladies and gentlemen, look at us. We are the message. Because we followed great leaders. We followed the Buddha. We followed Jesus Christ. We keep knocking. Therefore, this will come to us. That's what you need to do. Before I told you a stanza, can you remember? Dhammang vina natti pita cha mata. Tameva tanang saranam patitta. That's the protection. That's the sanctuary. That's what you need to do all the time. Tasma hi bo kicca manya fahaya. Therefore, stop what you are doing right now. And sunata dhareta charata dhamme. Sunata dhareta charata dhamme. You may have heard this. I told the meaning of this just before. Seek. Sunata. Seek. Dhareta. Ask. Charata. Knock. Dhamme, the truth. If you do this, the truth will set you free. If you can find the truth, it will set you free, ladies and gentlemen. If you can find the truth, that's the problem. The truth is there. If you can find it, it will set you free. I'll tell you what's the truth he was talking about. You know, the Buddha also told us the truth. Jesus Christ also told us the truth. Because many Christians should be here. That's what I'm talking about, Jesus Christ. I really love him and his teaching. I really love Hinduism because I have learned. Some people are insulting other religions. Some people insult all the time because they are so ignorant. They don't know about other religions. I learned about these things. I have read Bible 3 times in 3 languages. I really like it. That's I told you. Whoever, if you are a Christian, come to me. Then come to me. All you who are weary and burdened, I'll give you rest. And after that, I will give you the rest. I gave them rest. After that, also they came to me. Therefore, I gave them the rest. They became monks. I have memorized more than 50 sloka in Bhagavad Gita. That's why when we meet sadhu in India, they're impressed about us because they can't remember. But we can because we really love. Because this is wisdom, ladies and gentlemen. Wisdom. But if you have a chance to learn these things at least, you should know about the universe. I'll tell you one sloka. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Smriti bhranshat buddhi nasho. Buddhi nasha pranashyati. Bhagavad Gita. They talk about your anger. When you are angry, Lord Krishna explains us what will happen to you when you are angry. Look, if you had a chance to learn about these things, you won't be angry anymore, ladies and gentlemen. And there they talk about Naraka also, which means hells. In Christianity, they talk about hells. No one tells you to do bad things, but sometimes you have committed sins. You know that. That's why I told you there are many skeletons in your closet which you can't show. You had to do that. You couldn't control yourself. You couldn't control yourself because of ignorance, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not talking about ignorance like about your education. Ignorance, if I say the ignorance, which is the Lord Buddha showed us. Due to that ignorance, you can't control yourself. Anger is created in your mind. Then if you know how to purify your mind, then anger won't be created. If anger won't be created, you won't commit any sin. But if you can't purify your mind, you will commit many sins and you will go to hell, whether you believe it or not. Hell means there are 4 hells, ladies and gentlemen. There are 4 hells. Animal kingdom is one of them, whether you believe it or not. I had to say this. And Preta world, that's the biggest Preta world. I know that you know all these things, but you don't want to show. I have associated many people who are well off and well educated, and they strongly believe these things. And when they have problems, they go to Devalaya. They go to those temples and ask for Satara. Can you remember Satara? Right? You are Sri Lankans, aren't you? You have our culture. You have studied our culture. Maybe you speak in English. English is the most familiar language to you. That's totally fine. That's a language, ladies and gentlemen. Look, our Maitri Hadru. One day he will believe all these things through the Dhamma. Because if you believe Paticcasamuppada, if you believe the dependent origination, then you will trust all these things, ladies and gentlemen. Because I have discovered this not discovered actually, I would say, I have done my researches. I found these things. What happened to you after you die? If you want to find out your grandparents, I will tell you the path. I will tell you the way to find out about them. Then you will be shocked by seeing them. Because they had been earning money like you, and they died. After that, nobody is there to protect. You know that you gave Haddav Siddhani? That's it. No, you gave Tumma Siddhani also. After that, 1 year, Aurudhi Dani, okay, that's it. That's it. After that, you have to enjoy your life. You know that because you are suffering. Therefore, you need to do something to enjoy yourself. You need to do something to make yourself happy. Each and every second, you need to do something to make yourself happy because you are suffering. Because vexation is created all the time in your mind due to ignorance and attachment. That's what happened to you, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, how can you protect other people? How can you think about other people? I don't think that you have time to think about others. Do you? You have to do something to make yourself happy all the time. That's why you love others. Actually, you don't love others, you love yourself. I'm not blaming you for that because you can't love. If you say that I love everyone, that's the biggest lie. Biggest lie. You can't do that. Therefore, don't ever. No, you had to say that because you had to deceive each other. Otherwise, you can't live in this world. You had to say to your wife, "I love you." Then she has to say, "Yes, I also. I love you forever and ever and ever and ever." Until you die, you will say this because you had to say this all the time. Because you can't do it. Actually, you can't do this, and gentlemen, because each and every time your mind is vexed, because your mind is created, you know that your mind is not an object which is in your heart or your brain. Mind is not an object. It's a process. Mind is a process. That's what you need to learn. That's why I told you there are many laws you need to learn. And we are here to teach you. That's why we all want you to come to the monastery, ladies and gentlemen. I know you have a great teacher, one of the best. But you need Mahasangha. As he said before, he can be a preacher, he can't be a teacher. Monks are the teachers. He can preach. I can preach to you. But I can't teach you things, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't have time to teach you. You have to see me. You have to associate me. Because I am the message. He is the message. They are the message. If when you see them, that message will transfer to you. I can't use words for that. Okay, I will tell you, I am the happiest man in the world. Did you understand that? Then you may think that, oh. Then you may say that he is the most egoistic person I ever seen. No, I'm the happiest man. But can you understand that? But to understand that, you need to associate me. You need to talk with me. You need to talk with these monks. You need to talk with these anagarikas. And our noble heart kids. If they are not happy, they will go home. They are kids, ladies and gentlemen. Have you seen any chains in their legs? We tie them by using all those chains, metal chains and all this stuff? No. They are here because they are happy. They don't want to watch television. They are not asking for television, ladies and gentlemen. They are not asking for games because they are happy. But your children are always asking for games because they are not happy. They are vexed. I'm not insulting them. We love kids. I want you to give your all children to the Sambuddha Sasana. I know you don't. But you don't actually. You can't. I'm not insulting you. But you can't. Remember this. Why? You can't come out of this illusion yet. But we will help you to do that. But the thing is, we will help you. We are ready to help you. But you need to allow us to help you, ladies and gentlemen. Your teacher will come to Rajagiriya every Sunday and spend with you 2 hours, and you will attend Nibbāna when pigs fly. Again, I'm sorry to say this. Is that okay me to talk like this? Huh? You okay? You will still come to Rajagiriya next Sunday. I told him that. I don't have soothing style like what your teacher has. I'm like I don't know, I don't have words. But don't think that I'm a slave driver. I talk to you out of compassion. I know how dangerous your life is, this samsara is. I know what will happen to you, but you don't know. Because I have seen your future. I know what will happen to you. Die, I will show you. It's very rude to say, die, I will show you. This is my way to express my love. It's kind of shape up and shape out thing. Because we don't have time, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have time. They gave me only 2 hours to preach to you. But I really want all of you to understand the Dhamma and attain Nibbāna right now. But how can I do that? How can he do that? He wants to do that every time. He comes to me and asks, Guru Hamdu, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I preach with all my heart. I really want, I feel like they are my parents. I really want to help them. I really want them to attain Nibbāna. What can I do more? That's how your teachers are. You are so lucky, ladies and gentlemen. You are so lucky. And whenever, wherever, all the time, when he comes to me, I ask, please ask them to come to the monastery. I think he keeps telling you, but you never listen. Because you think that you are so busy. I would like to say that you are so busy. When you come to your end, tell him, I'm so busy, come next week. Can I take a rain check? Will you tell you all excuses at that time? Because this is the only time you have to protect yourself because you are still alive. You are the luckiest because you are still alive. Still, you can do something to save yourself. That's why we have many programs here, ladies and gentlemen. From womb to tomb. Many programs. You have seen kids. And you may have seen elders. Many programs. Sometimes we can't ordain them. But this is only a robe. Only an attire. You can't become a bhikkhu by wearing this or going for arms round. You can't do that. You also can become a bhikkhu. You don't have to wear this. Do you know the interpretation of bhikkhu? Lord Buddha's bhikkhu, Shramana or bhikkhu. Yoda punyancha papancha bahitva brahmacharyava sankaya loke charati save bhikkhuti bucchati. Awesome stanzas, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about Lord Buddha's wisdom. Look, I am the luckiest. I am the luckiest means we all can say this. I'm not talking about I am. Because we have the wisdom of the Buddha. Who's the bhikkhu? You're the punyancha papancha bahitva brahmacharya, or by the practice in the path. First listen to the dhamma, after that understand the dhamma thoroughly, after that contemplating the dhamma, contemplating with the dhamma and practice the dhamma. By practicing the dhamma, if you can eradicate all punya and papa, which means all your, you won't understand this if I say this, but I will say all your merits and demerits. But in the future you will understand that. Otherwise you may think that, oh, merits are really good, we should earn merits all the time, then why do you ask us to remove all these things, eradicate all these things? But you will realize in the future. Until that, you do whatever you do, but don't commit any sins. That's it. That's our first request. By practicing the path, if you can eradicate all your punya and papa, and if you can live among other people without ignorance and attachment. That means if you can live without suffering, you don't have to live in a jungle, ladies and gentlemen. You can live with other people, but without attachment, without ignorance. If you can eradicate ignorance and attachment totally, now you don't have it, but still you can live. He is the bhikkhu. Look, Lord Buddha didn't talk about this or this. If you think that to become a Buddha, we need to shave our head, Or to become a bhikkhu, we need to shave our head. There are few bhikkhus here, I can say. They only need this. Or some of them are becoming a bhikkhu. You all can become a bhikkhu. That's what we want to do. Sometimes you don't have a chance to become a conventional bhikkhu like us. But you can't say any excuse for that. You can't say that when you come to your end, you can't say that, oh, I was so busy, I had children, I had to protect them. Can you say that? I had my job, I had to learn. Can you say that? No, ladies and gentlemen, I think you really want to achieve your salvation. That's why you came here. Am I correct? You all want to attend Nibbāna. Am I correct? Very good. I also want to attend Nibbāna. Look what we do. Look what you do. If you want to pass the exam, what you do? What you tell to your children normally? Huh? If you want your children to pass their exams, what do you do normally? What do you tell them? Huh? You have to learn. Look, Rajagiriya. That's how you always show. That's what my mother always showed me. I had 2 neighbors. I still can remember their faces and names and their titles. Sometimes I can't remember my own brother, but I can remember them because my mother had been chanting. Look, Rajagiriya, he is an engineer, he is the chief engineer of something. And look, Rajagiriya, she is a doctor. That's what. Then when we want to play, our mother asks, okay, you can play. If you play now, you will work hard in the future. But if you can learn now like them, you'll be happy in the future. That's what they told us, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you tell your kids. That's what I also tell. We all have same aim, and we know the path. We know that we need to contemplate with the dhamma. We need to practice the path because we all want to attain Nibbāna. We all want to be happy, or we all want to achieve our salvation. Whatever the word you use for this, we are talking about ultimate happiness. We have the same aim, but we have 2 different paths. Don't you see that? Round the clock, I practice the path. Now, the ball is in your court. Tell me, round the clock, what you do? Well, I don't know. I know about myself. I can say that round the clock, I practice the path. Because we all have the same aim. We all want to attain Nibbāna. Am I correct? Yes. Okay. Then tell me about you. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why. I think you are beating around the bush. That's it. You are doing something, something. Because again, I'm not blaming you. I really want you to come here. Just think that your grandfather is talking to you. Out of love, out of compassion, I really want you to come and join with us. Don't be a lone wolf, because you need noble companionship. You need teachers, not preachers. You need a preacher only once. After that, you need a teacher. You need a doctor only one time. You know that. Then when you get description from the doctor, then that's enough. Then after that, you need a nurse. You need an association. That's why when you are ill, when you are sometimes gravely ill, at least, you will be taken to hospital. Because they have every facility to treat you. If you come here, you have every facility to treat yourself. Many doctors, many nurses. If you want, we have ICU also. That means we will treat you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, all these things are free. I know that money is not the problem with you. You may say that money is not the problem, Swami Mahansa. We have enough money, but time is the problem. Good excuse. Time is the problem. That means time is the problem. I know. But this is not the excuse, ladies and gentlemen. You have to do something. If you really want to do that, you will make time. I know that. Because you are so intelligent. You can create time. Because time is an illusion. If you can prioritize these things, you can create time. There are many people who come regularly to the monastery. Some of you don't do jobs, I think, now. Some of you, I don't know, some of you. That means you have plenty of time. You need to make your mind. We are here. Please come. Sometimes you have only 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes this is the last day. Again, I'm sorry to say this. Sometimes today can be your last day. This can be your last sermon. I would say might. To be more polite. Look, you listen might things from your teacher. From me, you also say can. Please come and join with us. Because we have the hospital. We have created this. You spent your money. I know that some of you have been helping us. You always be with us from the beginning. You have created this. You have made this monastery. This is yours. You have created a hospital and you stay at home. That's why we are telling you this. Please come here and use these facilities. Use us to attain Nibbāna. But the problem is, there's a saying. Advice are least heeded when most needed. Next year, when you come to the monastery, I'll give you another short discourse. Right? And next year, year after, I'll give you another one. And your teacher will come to Rajagiriya every week. And we will see new faces, and some faces are gone. Attahi attano natti. At that time, you can't help yourself. But now you can. Now you can protect yourself. This is the only time. Therefore, please, young people, I'm telling you, you are so young, and don't waste your time and life. Again, I don't know that whether these words are rude or not. I will tell these things. If it is rude, please forgive me. But you are wasting your young life. Because you know what will happen to you. Suffering is created in your mind. Suffering is not in your car. If suffering is in your car, you can change your car and be happy because suffering was in your car. Suffering is created in your mind. Therefore, you had to do something to your mind. You had to cure your mind. You had to purify your mind. If you want to be happy. To purify your mind, you need to learn the laws and practice the laws and practice the path. The main thing is, when you learn this, when you contemplating with the Dhamma, when you contemplate with the Dhamma, you will see the path. Have you heard this? The path is made by walking. It has very deep meaning. The path is made by walking. You can't use my path, ladies and gentlemen. You can't use your teacher's path. If you want, you can only worship. But you can't use it. You have to use your own path. That means you have to create your own path. Before that, you should see your destination. That's called Sotapanna Phalaya, which means stream enterer. Stream entering. Once you become a stream enterer, you have seen the destination. When you see the destination, then you can start your journey. When you walk, the path will be created. No one can use that path. That's only for you. You can create your own path and go forward. This is how it works. Look, if I can create a path for you, you don't have to come here. I will email you. I will create it and email you. You have to practice this. I will tell these things over and over again in the future. Whenever we meet, I will tell you these things. This is what we do all the time, because you listen to this today and you think that yes, we need to do something. I had to change my mind. I need to achieve Nibbāna somehow. Then tomorrow when you go to work, that's why you need noble association. They always guide you. They always help you. We all need a voice to guide, ladies and gentlemen. We can't be alone. We are not the Buddha. We need help. That's why you need noble association all the time. You need to be with them. You should have a noble friend. That means a teacher. Create that path. Come closer to us. You are like our parents. We feel like that because that's the truth. In this life, I had 2 parents. What about last life? Those parents can be you, might be you. That's the truth. Therefore, we really want to help you. If you can change your mind, that's what we need to do. From this sermon, I don't have to tell all the things. If you can change your mind and if you come closer to us, if you can use us to achieve your salvation, that's the purpose of this sermon. And if you can protect your human life, that's the purpose of this sermon. If you can think about your future, which means after death, what will happen to you? If you can think about that, that's the purpose of this sermon. We have a great culture. Therefore, we know many things than sometimes Western people. I'm not insulting them. They know something else more than us, and we know something. Therefore, we have experienced what happened to people after death. You know all these things. Please think about it. When many foreigners are here, we can't talk about this. Because sometimes then they won't take it. But you can understand this. Because you have seen this. You have heard this. Then you will know what will happen to you. Please protect yourself. That means let's do something more. Rather than listen to the dhamma and do your own work. Let's start practicing the path. I know you have been trying, but let's do something more. This is the only thing we ask. We don't want anything from you. We have everything what we need because our devotees always give what we want. Which means you always give what we want. We don't ask anything from you. Only one thing. Please protect yourself. This is the only chance you have. If you miss the boat, you will miss it forever. After that, we can't help. Now you can hear, but tomorrow sometimes you will lose your hearing. Then you won't understand what I say. Therefore, today is the best day. Let's start this. Please prioritize this. Look, I have to ask, please prioritize this. Please. Can you find these type of people from the world? They ask you to please save yourself. We are talking out of compassion, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the only chance. It's like you and your children. Sometimes you have to beg from your children, please son, please don't commit any sins or don't commit suicide. Please son. We also had to ask like that, ladies and gentlemen. Because you are, again, this is not an insult. You are actually you are children. You are our children. That's how we feel. Because you play. You play around the clock. But you blame your children when they play games. You are also playing a game. Therefore, we have to ask, please stop this. Please do something to protect yourself. The ship is sinking. Please do something to protect yourself. When the ship is sinking, you are dancing. You do parties, get-togethers, gatherings. The ship is sinking. Sometimes this is the last sermon you hear. Tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, you won't see the sun. In this human life, remember this, in this human life. That means you will lose the human life. Again, you will see the sun with someone's eyes. Buddha Sasana is there for you. Maha Sangha is there for you. These temples are there for you. Look, this temple is here for you. You have built it. We will feed you. Come here. We will feed you. That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever comes to this monastery, we feed them. Because we know that when they come here and if they ask you to cook and offer the dhamma, all these things, then they don't have a chance to listen to the dhamma. That's why these our Anagarika Mahatyas, with the help of our monks, cook for them. Yesterday, maybe 2,500 people were there. We fed all of them. Not only 2 meals, 3 meals. Because in the evening, we know that there's some people come from Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa. And when they go home, sometimes they will be very hungry. Therefore, we offer a roti for them with gilampasa. Now there are 200,000, approximately 200,000 rotis are made in this monastery. One by one, ladies and gentlemen. It's not like abracadabra. They all do these things out of compassion. If you come in the morning, we will feed you and teach you and let you practice the dhamma, and we will correct you. And after that, we will offer you the dhani, double dhani, which means lunch. This means lunch, then you will take your lunch and again you can listen to a sermon or you can practice the path, you can go to Valimalu. You can contemplating with the Dhamma, contemplate with the Dhamma. And in the evening after, you will be offered something before you go home. And do we charge? Did you see? We charge for anything. But sometimes you go for something, a meeting at least. They charge. Sometimes you have to buy a ticket. This is free. Car park is free. Everything is free. Because this is Lord Buddha's property, ladies and gentlemen. We can't sell Lord Buddha's property. Or we can't price anything. Because these things are priceless. Your teacher's effort is priceless. Therefore, please Let's do something more. I know, you try, but let's do something more. What's the difference between you and other people, ladies and gentlemen? Many people come to the monastery to practice the path. What's the difference between you and them? Why do they come? Why do they really want to come to the monastery? And I know some people who are very rich, ladies and gentlemen, and I really admire them because they use their money for their own good. I know one gentleman, he has done awesome merits, ladies and gentlemen. He has built, I think, many temples. And in tsunami season, he has built few schools. He is very rich. And he comes to the monastery. And he has 2 workers. He appointed them to come with him to the sermon and listen to the dhamma with him, and their job role is explain the dhamma to him when he goes home. Can you imagine how powerful the money is? He used his money to protect himself. Very intelligent. Why can't you do that? Why can't you? Again, I don't know, these type of talkings are insulting or not, okay? Again, my intention is pure. Therefore, I can sleep well. Why can't you use your money to hire a taxi and come to the monastery? Or stay in a hotel near the monastery, and attend to a program. No one puts money into your coffin, ladies and gentlemen. You have been working your fingers to the bone. Now you are going to leave everything and go to somewhere. Is this the wisdom you have achieved so far? Why don't you think about yourself more than this? You always think about your face. You spend a lot of money to your face, you know that? You go to beauty parlors and you spend a lot of money. But to protect your human life, don't you want to do anything? You regularly go to your beauty parlor, ladies and gentlemen. You regularly go to your barber. You regularly go to your gym. You don't miss it. Don't you want to protect your human life? Don't you want to do something regularly to protect it? Do I have to say this? Can't you see the logic? Please think. Because we know that you all can achieve Nibbāna. You are meritorious. That's why you have a chance to listen to this. Sometimes you haven't heard these type of sermons before you met your teacher. Sometimes, perhaps. But you have a chance to listen to them, and you have a chance to see noble people who really love you. Who really can sacrifice their time without expecting anything. That means you are so meritorious. That's a good sign that you can achieve your salvation. That's why we ask you to do this. Please come and join with us. Go to Rajagiriya all Sundays. Learn. That means take your prescription. Then come to the hospital whenever you can. Whenever means try to come at least 1 or 2 days. If you can come every day, at least 5 days. Okay, we will do that. We will find some, if I say this can be an insult, but can I say this? We will find a rich person among you and offer you a job. Offer you all a job. The job is, you need to come to the monastery and contemplate with the Dhamma. And we will pay you a salary. Will you do that? That can be an insult, but at least come on Poya Day. I think you don't misunderstand us. We don't ask you to come here and look at our monastery. Look, we don't have this, we don't have that. Please offer something to us, please, please, please. We don't do that. We don't do that. We strongly believe that whatever belongs to the Buddha, we will receive. We don't want any other than that. In this time, the Buddha going to get an insult. We are happy to take it. We only need what belongs to the Buddha. Therefore, we never ask anything from you. We only ask your time. I can remember I met one of a continental manager, not manager, actually director of one company. He came to meet me with his few officers. Then I talked to them, and finally I asked a pirikara from him. He was, because we were talking about Lord Buddha's Dhamma, and he was so impressed. Then I asked, now I have been preaching to you for 3 hours. Now is the pirikara time. Are you ready to give me a pirikara? That's it. His face changed at that time because he thought that actually I'm going to ask a pirikara. Ask a pirikara? What a shame. Ask a pirikara. Can you give me a pirikara, please? Then he took his pirikara. He brought some pirikara and he took it. I said, what is the price? Show me the price of this. Then he said that I removed that price tag. Well, can you remember it? Then he said, yes, it was something. Then I said, Do you think that what I have been telling you, what I have been teaching you, is worth only this much? I don't want this. Keep it with you. Then I ask him, I don't want this. I have plenty of these things. I only need your time. Give me 1 hour every day. That's the thing I ask from him. I know he is very busy. He's very busy. But I ask 1 hour from his life. 1 hour per day. I met him not here in Kenya. Therefore, I can't ask him to come to the monastery. One hour. I told him, you need to practice the dhamma for 40 minutes and exercise for 20 minutes. Because the most precious thing you have is your mind. The second precious thing is your body. Sometimes people forget about the body and the mind. Especially about the mind. I'm not talking about the body. You know what to do. Please exercise. Because you need to live before you attain Nibbāna. That's one thing. We don't have to talk about that. Second thing, the most precious thing is your mind. Have you done something to purify it? Have you used your mind properly? I'm not talking about your education. I'm not talking about your social activities. Your mind. Because if you don't purify your mind, you will suffer. You know that. You will commit all these things, whatever sins or merits or whatever it is, whatever you do, it depends on your mind. It depends on your intention. That means everything depends on your mind. That's the most precious thing you have. If you don't purify your mind, ladies and gentlemen, you will suffer. This is the most precious thing if you believe God gave you. Your human mind. Now you can understand things. But if you take a dog, which is your pet, it can't understand anything. But you can understand, you can change your mind, you can purify your mind, but they can't do anything because they are in Dugatiya. But you are in Sugatiya, which means you can change your mind, you can take views and change yourself. But we didn't have time to purify that. That's why I told him, please give me 1 hour each day as the Pirikara. Actually, he promised me, ladies and gentlemen. He promised me. That's the only Pirikara I wanted. Whatever he brought as a Pirikara, we couldn't bring it here even because there were a lot of Pirikaras. And why do we bring all these things when we have? If we have all these things, we don't want. But we need your time. Can you promise? Now you listen to this sermon. Now I'm going to ask the same question. Can you promise? As you are so busy, you can't die even because you are so busy. Hmm? Can you promise me at least 1 hour per day? Just think about this. This is the only pirikara I need. I don't want any more. If you are ready to give that, I will take it. Whenever you are ready, come to us and offer that pirikara. We only need your protection. I want you to protect your human life. You are just about to losing it. Again, I'm really sorry to say this. I can see your future, ladies and gentlemen. I have done my studies. I have seen many things. This samsara is really dangerous. Really, really dangerous. I'm telling you. You won't feel this because you try to enjoy. If you run on this stage, there is an end. You will fall into that bottomless pit. Therefore, let us save you. We are here 24/7. Whenever you can come, please come to the monastery. Let's closely associate. Look, you have anagarikas, monks, anagarikas. If you want our Sila Shravikas, come to the monastery. There are 5 things we can do. In Pancha Vimuktayatana Sutta, the Lord Buddha asks us to do 5 things, but you can only do 1 occasionally. Once in a blue moon. You do only 1. You only listen. You can listen to the Dhamma. You can preach the Dhamma. You can discuss the Dhamma. You can chant the Dhamma. You can contemplate with the Dhamma. There are 5 things. We need to do one of these 5 things, or 5 things, to attain Nibbāna. If you can do 5 things, these 5 things, you can easily attain Nibbāna. That's why I told you, we have created that environment in this noble association. That's why you had a chance to discuss Nyaya today. You may have asked questions, but the proper version of this is, we group you like 5 people and 1 monk. Then you have to explain the Nyaya. That means you will be given 30 minutes. Am I correct? 30? Huh? I would say 30 minutes. 30 minutes, and you have to explain what you have understood. That means you have to make the other person sotapanna. Then when you make mistakes, we will correct it. Then you have another chance to listen to other person. Then when you have questions, you can ask from him. Likewise, we do all these programs, ladies and gentlemen. because we really want to attain Nibbāna. We are not deceiving ourselves. We have enjoyed lay life because we wanted to be happy. Finally, we found the Dhamma. Then we have realized that what we were doing is kind of beating a dead horse. Therefore, we stopped that. And we started this journey. Now we are so happy. We don't have to do anything to be happy. We are happy because we can sense internal happiness. Therefore, we want you to come and experience that. We will create everything for you. Come and join with us. Again, finally, I didn't mean to insult you. I wanted to express my knowledge, my understanding, you to understand what's going on with you. Therefore, during this sermon, if you think that, or if you were hurt, forgive me for that and come and join with us. We will help you to attain Nibbāna and you will be happy forever. May the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem be with you all. Thank you.